Welcome to the deep dive. Have you ever found yourself, just scrolling, endlessly scrolling online?
Oh, absolutely. That infinite scroll state.
Exactly. And you tumble down one rabbit hole, then another, and hours later you kind of emerge blinking with all these weird connections in your head between things you never ever thought were related.
Right. It's that overwhelming flood of information.
Yeah, the sheer volume. But it's more than just like information overload, isn't it? I think it actually reveals something pretty profound about how we navigate this digital world.
I agree. It shows how we filter things, how we make sense of it all, how we construct meaning in this, well, incredibly complex internet age.
It really is like we're all charting our own course across this huge digital ocean, each of us with our own compass, heading for our own specific, sometimes strange destinations.
That's a great way to put it, because the internet isn't just the place we get information anymore, is it? It's become this, I don't know, boundless space, almost like a collective consciousness sometimes,
Yeah.
where information isn't just consumed passively. It's actively shaped by individuals, interpreted, sometimes radically reconfigured,
So it's moved way beyond just reading an article or watching a video.
miles beyond. It's dynamic, it's constantly evolving, and, personal curiosity, that becomes the most powerful search engine there is.
Okay, but I'm curious though, you talk about a personal information ecosystem.
Yeah.
How is that really different from, say, someone having a really well-curated Pinterest board or maybe even reading a specialized academic journal? What makes this chronically online algorithm you mentioned so, well, unique?
That's a really crucial distinction. A Pinterest board, yeah, it's curated, but often it's about aesthetics, right? Or a specific hobby, collecting images.
Sure.
And an academic journal, that's deep, definitely, but
Yeah.
it's usually very narrow, very specialized within really established frameworks.
Right. Peer review established disciplines.
Exactly. What we're seeing with the chronically online algorithm is something much more expansive. It's less constrained by those traditional boundaries. It feels more holistic.
Holistic.
Well, it's almost alchemical. It's blending these wildly disparate fields, the esoteric, the mystical, with the deeply technical, the personal diary entry right next to like alien conspiracy theories.
Okay, I see.
It's unique because it actively seems to deconstruct those traditional hierarchies of information.
Yeah.
It kind of assigns equal weight, or at least equal interest, to everything that catches its attention.
So, alien species lists are as valid as, say, quantum physics theories in this personal system.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
If they're relevant to the individual's quest. Alien species, pop culture moments, ancient mysticism, cutting-edge AI, they can all become valid data points in this really personalized search for understanding.
Wow.
And the really profound insight here, I think, is that the internet, for minds operating like this, isn't just a library. It's more like a forge.
Mm-hmm.
It allows individuals to build an entirely new kind of knowledge architecture.
A forge. I like that.
Yeah, one where mainstream information and, really fringe stuff don't just sit side by side. They actually interact. They inform each other. They transform each other in ways that just weren't possible before widespread internet access.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. We are diving deep into an incredibly unique, absolutely fascinating source that seems to embody this very phenomenon.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. It's titled Ustalk, the Chronically Online Algorithm, an awesome review. And it comes from Crabtree.Biz. Now, this is definitely not your typical dry academic paper. Far from it.
No, not at all.
It feels more like a living digital artifact. It's this meticulously curated, almost stream of consciousness collection of links of interest, personal reflections. It gives you this vivid, almost raw snapshot of one individual's journey through the internet.
It really does.
And it fearlessly blends the esoteric with the deeply technical in ways that are honestly quite startling.
Precisely. This source gives us a rare, pretty unfiltered glimpse into a highly individualized information ecosystem. It's proof, really, that online, we're not just passive recipients of data anymore.
Right.
We're architects. We are active architects of our own understanding, weaving our own complex narratives from this, vast web of information.
So our mission today, then, is to really unpack this digital, chronically online algorithm. We're going to explore these seemingly disparate threads. You've got ancient esotericism, cutting-edge technology, contemporary internet culture, all weaving through this one blog.
It's quite a tapestry.
It is. And in doing so, we hope to discover what this unique compilation tells us, not just about, the blog's creator, Michael Crabtree, but maybe about how we collectively are constructing knowledge and meaning in this often bewildering digital age.
Yeah, what does it reflect back at us?
Exactly. So get ready for some genuinely surprising connections and, I promise you, some serious aha moments. I think this might actually make you rethink your own online journey a little bit.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so to really understand Michael's digital mind, this algorithm, we first have to kind of immerse ourselves in his online world. Imagine landing on his blog, Crabtree.Biz. What's the very first thing that hits you?
Chaos. No, maybe curated chaos.
Yeah, it's utterly striking, isn't it? Almost chaotic, right from the title itself. Those emojis, you got the astronaut, the alien, but then there's oh, she's in space. I mean, it's a whole pantheon.
Huh. It really is. They don't just decorate, they kind of assault your senses right away.
They really do. And then you start noticing these really cryptic page titles, things like Imagy dictionaries spelled like that, and monster slinks.
Right, not standard navigation, shall we say.
Not at all. And the sheer density of information, the way it's all presented, honestly, it feels less like a website and more like a pure stream of consciousness.
Yeah, a direct download from someone's brain.
A direct, unfiltered portal into a very specific digital mind. There's so much there, it's almost overwhelming at first glance. Like stumbling into someone's incredibly eclectic, maybe slightly disorganized mental attic.
You know, that initial overwhelm I think that's actually a pretty common, maybe even intentional experience when you navigate truly user-generated content online. It really challenges our expectation of neat, categorized information.
You mean like a standard news site or Wikipedia?
Exactly. Those traditional organizational structures, the ones we're comfortable with from libraries or mainstream sites, they often just fall by the wayside. Here, it's personal curation driven by some kind of internal logic.
So the structure itself is sending a message.
I think so, yeah. This structure, or maybe the deliberate lack of familiar structure, it communicates something powerful about the nature of online discovery, about what it means to be chronically online.
Which is,
Well, it suggests that this isn't a neatly organized library you can browse with, the Dewey Decimal System. It's an unfolding journey. It's an expedition through one mind's unique landscape. The aesthetic is almost a statement, asserting a kind of intellectual freedom from conventional organization.
so it demands more from the visitor.
It does. It demands engagement, a willingness to dig deeper. So when you first land there, you really have to ask yourself, okay, what does this initial impression tell me about the kind of information, the kind of mindset I'm about to encounter?
But what are maybe the risks of that approach? When categories just fall away like that, how do you even begin to discern credible information from just pure speculation? Especially if someone's looking at like AZ of alien species, right next to something called a complete fate.
That is a fundamental question, isn't it? And it's what this chronically online algorithm really forces us to confront. For Michael, it seems the distinction isn't always about credibility in the way we normally think about it.
So not about scientific validation or peer review.
Not necessarily. It seems more about relevance. Relevance to his own unfolding narrative or his quest for understanding. He's clearly constructing his own framework, and information from wildly different sources might hold equal value in piecing together his personal puzzle. This willingness to embrace ambiguity or maybe to find connections where other people just see chaos, that seems to be a real hallmark of this digital mindset.
Okay, so let's look at the main entry. It's dated Sunday and titled An Awesome Review, Crabtree.Biz. What immediately jumps out here is this stark juxtaposition, right? Two seemingly unrelated titles mashed together.
Right at the top.
First, there's Complete Fate by Michael Crabtree himself. That suggests something personal, maybe autobiographical, maybe even spiritual, a personal narrative.
Definitely inward-looking.
But then, right underneath it, totally different vibe. AZ of alien species, active in Earth's evolution, many sources, by someone called Edgar Ronfo.
Wham. Complete shift.
It just immediately signals this fascinating, almost audacious blend of deeply personal creative work right alongside these speculative, expansive, maybe fringe interests, all living comfortably on the same digital page.
The titles alone are incredibly telling, aren't they? They really set the tone for everything that follows. Complete Fate. It suggests a narrative of personal destiny, doesn't it? A grand story, maybe even preordained, unfolding for Michael. Themes of self-actualization, perhaps, or some grand design.
Yeah, something big and personal.
Then AZ of alien species just catapults us instantly into the realm of the fringe, the speculative, the fantastical, and this deep, extensive search for knowledge that exists way outside conventional accepted wisdom.
It's like he's deliberately embracing what some might call forbidden knowledge.
Absolutely, or at least unconventional history. And if you dig into the specific sub-items listed under this main entry, the sheer breadth continues to astound, and it keeps challenging those traditional information hierarchies we talked about.
Okay, what do we got?
Well, you see, Vulcans, cultural index, clearly drawing from classic science fiction, Star Trek, right? Exploring the philosophy of an alien culture.
Okay, familiar territory for some.
But then right next to it, legit, angel fid, which leans into, alleged real-life supernatural encounters. It implies a belief in spiritual or angelic presences beyond our normal perception.
Quite a jump from Vulcans.
A huge jump. Then there's Noah. 4 exclamation points. A clear biblical reference could imply an interest in ancient history, divine intervention, maybe apocalyptic narratives. Who knows?
Okay.
Then, not dead celebs.
That's a nod to popular culture conspiracy theories, the ones that question official stories about famous people. Elvis is alive, that sort of thing.
Right, classic internet fodder.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then maybe jarringly young Harry Styles being charming at home. Just a glimpse into seemingly mundane pop culture adoration.
Okay, where's that going? But it's positioned right next to Leaving Neverland Lease, which references highly controversial documentaries that challenge widely accepted truths about other celebrity figures, in this case, Michael Jackson.
Wow. Okay, so the mix is intense.
It's incredibly intense. This mix sci-fi, alleged real encounters, biblical stuff, celebrity culture, conspiracy theories, controversial documentaries. It is so characteristic of the internet's broad, often overwhelming, and sometimes deeply contradictory reach.
It's where all these different streams just converge.
Exactly. And it invites us, maybe forces us, to see connections between them, however tenuous or strange they might seem at first.
It really is less a digital collage and more like a grand interwoven tapestry, capturing maybe the conscious and subconscious mind.
That's a nice way to think about it.
And speaking of eclectic, if we pull out some of the more intriguing, maybe enigmatic page titles from the Pages section on the sidebar, they really illustrate the blog's diverse, often mysterious landscape.
Okay, let's see them.
We've got things like, get ready for this, Level 1, Use Yumo 11.
Wow. Okay. Symbols galore.
Right, just a marvel of emojis and symbols in itself. Then there's Operation Oitorepo.
Ah, Operation Backwards. Interesting.
Definitely begging for interpretation. Then simpler ones like Everyone Dreams. Then Libraries System Esoterica, which sounds almost academic.
Structured knowledge.
The Essential Rudolf Steiner, pointing to a specific figure. And then the truly eyebrow-raising Scat Magic.
Okay. Yeah, that one stands out.
It's a truly wild collection. It immediately tells you this is not a conventional site by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely. And each of these titles acts like a little breadcrumb, doesn't it? Hinting at different facets of this individual's pretty profound intellectual exploration.
So Dragonpedia, what do you make of that?
With all those symbols, it suggests something fantastical, maybe mythological, a compendium of sorts, hinting at creatures, energies beyond the ordinary realm. Almost like a personal grimoire of mythical beings.
And Operation Oitorepo, backward spelling?
That immediately catches the eye. Right, it's a classic device, often used to suggest reversal, hidden meaning, secret operation, maybe even a counter-operation. It implies a deliberate search for information that might be concealed or inverted, or maybe part of some grander hidden scheme. That single title communicates a mindset that actively wants to peel back layers of perceived reality.
Looking for what's underneath.
Exactly. Everyone dreams points towards an interest in the collective unconscious, perhaps. Dream interpretation. Maybe even shared psychic experiences.
And the more structured ones. Libraries, System, Esoterica, and Rudolf Steiner.
Those clearly indicate a deep dive into organized systems of hidden knowledge. And prominent figures within esoteric philosophy, like Steiner, the founder of anthroposophy. It shows a desire to understand the mechanics, the systems of the hidden world.
Okay, and then Scat Magic, we have to address the elephant in the room.
We do. It's a term that might initially, raise eyebrows. It challenges preconceived notions of what magic might entail.
Understatement.
Right. But it's fascinating. It could point to a highly specific, perhaps unconventional, maybe even transgressive area of ritualistic practice. Or maybe it's a deliberate embrace of the provocative within magical traditions, pushing boundaries.
So a willingness to explore the dark corners, or just the weird corners.
Possibly both. It signals a willingness to explore all corners of esoteric knowledge, no matter how obscure, challenging, or even taboo they might seem to mainstream understanding. It's not just about, crystals and tarot cards. It's magic pushed to its very edges. It demonstrates this unyielding curiosity that refuses to be limited by conventional propriety or comfort zones.
So the whole combination of these page titles.
The whole combination, yeah. It unequivocally signals a deliberate, sustained pursuit of information that intentionally exists outside the mainstream. It's a journey into the less traveled, often hidden paths of knowledge and experience.
Okay, so we've peeled back those initial layers, the kind of chaotic but captivating presentation. Now we get to what feels like the real heart of Michael's intellectual universe, his Interesternado.
The Intersternado, what a name.
Isn't it great? And this section is essentially a meticulously detailed mind map of his entire intellectual world. It gives us this crucial framework, almost like the hidden operating system behind all those disparate posts we were just looking at.
Right, it provides the underlying structure.
It does. It breaks down, maybe not as neatly as some might like, but with undeniable clarity into four main categories. You've got esotericism and spirituality, technology and futurism, culture and theories, and creative pursuits.
And these four pillars are absolutely critical. They really do act as the organizing principles for the entire blog, even if the connections between them aren't always immediately obvious when you're just browsing.
Yeah, you have to look for them sometime.
You do. And this is a crucial aha moment, I think, for understanding the algorithm at play here. It's a deeply personal algorithm. It's driven by this intense, almost insatiable curiosity across these specific interwoven domains.
So it's not external forces pushing content on him.
Not primarily, it seems. It feels like an internal drive, a relentless quest for knowledge that actively shapes what he seeks out, what connections he makes, and ultimately what he decides to share.
Which raises a question, doesn't it? What does it even mean to categorize your personal interests in such a detailed, public, and sometimes provocative way online?
That's a great point. It's almost like a declaration of intellectual intent, isn't it?
Yeah.
A public statement of your guiding principles for navigating the digital realm, mapping your own mind for the world to see.
It really is. A statement about what drives your intellectual journey. Okay, let's deep dive into esotericism and spirituality first, because it feels incredibly rich and foundational to Michael's whole perspective.
Agreed. It seems to be a cornerstone.
We see specific interests listed like Hermeticism, mythology, tarot, mystery schools, Jewish mysticism, and Gnosticism. Now, these aren't just, casual interests someone might glance at on Wikipedia.
No, absolutely not.
They represent deep, committed dives into ancient and often hidden knowledge systems, systems that have shaped human thought for millennia.
That's absolutely right. Each one of these traditions carries immense historical, philosophical, and even psychological significance. Their presence here points to a profound search for deeper truths, for meaning beyond the surface.
Can you give us a quick sense of what each involves, like Hermeticism?
Sure. Hermeticism is an ancient tradition, really influential in the West. It focuses on universal laws, the idea of as above, so below, the interconnectedness of the cosmos. Often uses alchemical and astrological symbolism. It's kind of a grand theory of everything, linking humanity to the divine.
Okay. And mythology. Seems broader.
It is broader, but crucial. Mythology provides these powerful frameworks for understanding human nature, archetypal patterns, the world itself, through timeless stories and symbolic narratives. Joseph Campbell territory.
Got it. Tarot, more than just fortune telling.
Oh, much more. Beyond its popular image, tarot is a complex system of symbolism. It's used for divination, yes, but also deep self-reflection, unlocking psychological insights, almost like a visual language for the subconscious.
Mystery schools. Sounds intriguing.
They were ancient traditions, often requiring initiation, focused on secret teachings. The goal was often cultivating direct spiritual experiences, personal gnosis, rather than just belief. Think Eleusinian mysteries in Greece.
Right. Jewish mysticism. Kabbalah, mainly.
Primarily Kabbalah, yes. It explores the esoteric dimensions of the Torah, the nature of God, the creation of the universe. It's a very complex system for understanding divine emanations and the path of human spiritual ascent.
And finally, Gnosticism.
Gnosticism was a diverse set of ancient religious ideas, often running counter to Orthodox Christianity. It emphasizes direct, personal spiritual knowledge, gnosis, over dogma or belief. seeking secret knowledge for liberation or salvation, often challenging conventional religious narratives.
Wow. So taken together.
Taken together, they reflect that broader, timeless human search for meaning, for purpose, for an understanding of existence that goes far beyond the mundane, everyday world. There are all these elaborate systems designed to reveal what's hidden, to uncover the unseen mechanics of reality.
But just as we're kind of immersed in all this ancient wisdom, Michael's digital journey takes this exhilarating, almost jarring turn.
Right. Whiplash territory.
From the mystical past, we are abruptly catapulted into the cutting edge of technology and futurism, which shows us that for this mind, the search for truth spans millennia and, I guess, light years.
It seems so. The medium changes, but the quest continues.
This section is equally dense. It covers artificial intelligence, the singularity, futurism itself as a concept, Google Alphabet, specifically calling them out, moonshots, algorithmicism, rhyme, poetics, which sounds unique, simulation theory, and the holographic universe.
Phew. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a powerful, really thought-provoking contrast to the ancient spiritual interests, and yet somehow it feels connected in his world.
This convergence isn't just eclectic. I think it's a powerful revelation in itself. For Michael, and maybe for many people now, the quest for ultimate answers has simply shifted its medium or expanded it.
How do you mean?
Well, ancient mystics sought universal algorithms in the patterns of the stars or nature, right? Today, someone who's chronically online might seek those same fundamental patterns in computer code, in AI, maybe even in the fabric of a potentially simulated reality.
Okay, interesting parallel.
So when Michael delves into artificial intelligence, he's not just interested in its, increasing capabilities that we all hear about. He seems to be exploring its potential for consciousness, its role in possibly accelerating the singularity.
That hypothetical point of runaway superintelligence.
Exactly. And crucially, how these massive technological leaps might resonate with ancient mystical prophecies or ideas about human evolution. He's connecting the dots across vast timescales.
And moonshots, that's the term for those big, ambitious tech projects, right?
Yeah, usually associated with companies like Google Alphabet, which he lists. Projects that aim to solve huge problems, things that seem almost impossible,
Great.
trying to manifest the future, essentially.
Okay. Now, what about algorithmicism, rhyme, poetics? That sounds like his own term.
It does, doesn't it? It suggests something really unique. Maybe a worldview where the logic of computer algorithms, with their intricate patterns, their recursions, is seen as inherently beautiful, perhaps even divinely ordered, much like the rhythmic flow of poetry or the symbolic structure of ancient rituals.
So code is poetry. Code is magic.
Potentially. It feels like a unique bridge he's building, implying a deep, maybe even spiritual resonance between the most advanced digital systems and the oldest forms of human expression and belief. It really blurs the line between spiritual revelation and technological discovery, suggesting they might be two sides of the same coin for him.
Wow, and then simulation theory and holographic universe.
Those obviously delve into the very nature of reality itself, questioning whether our existence is some kind of sophisticated construct, a cosmic program, which, when you think about it, echoes ancient philosophical and mystical inquiries into the illusion of reality, like the concept of Maya in Hinduism.
So it's a modern take on age-old questions.
Exactly. It's this comprehensive, deeply intertwined exploration of what it means to be, both in an ancient context and a potentially simulated futuristic one.
It really is like the digital age's version of ancient wisdom, seeing the universe as this grand, unfolding algorithm, whether that algorithm is divine or coded. Okay, moving on. The third category, culture and theories. And the fourth, creative pursuits. These show yet another dynamic side of Michael's digital engagement.
Right, interaction and creation.
We find interests like YouTube, AI art, music production, songwriting, but then also flat earth, archivist, sci-fi, conspiracy theory truth movement, and alternate history.
It's quite a mix again.
It really is. It showcases both this desire for creation, for making things, and also a critical, sometimes confrontational engagement with existing narratives and cultural forms.
Indeed. And these interests reflect this vibrant engagement with both mainstream culture and, again, some deeply fringe phenomena. It highlights the multifaceted nature of the chronically online experience.
So YouTube, AI art, music production, songwriting, that's the creative side.
Yes. That demonstrates an active creative impulse. Using modern tools, AI, digital audio workstations to express ideas, explore new forms of artistic creation. This is where his technological interest clearly blends with a desire for self-expression.
But then it pivots sharply, doesn't it, to things like flat Earth and the conspiracy theory truth movement.
A very sharp pivot.
Yeah.
And these aren't just listed as casual curiosities, you feel. They seem to represent a fundamental questioning of authority, a deep dive into counter-narratives.
Why is that important for his algorithm?
Well, for someone building their own chronically online algorithm, these topics aren't just about the specific beliefs themselves, maybe. They're about the process of challenging consensus reality, of seeking out hidden information, of constructing an alternative framework of understanding.
So the act of questioning is key.
It seems key. It highlights how the internet empowers individuals, for better or for worse, to become their own researchers, completely outside traditional gatekeepers of knowledge like universities or mainstream media.
And archivist, that seems significant too.
Very telling, I think, especially in this context. It speaks to a desire to collect, organize, and preserve information, which is a crucial part of building your own internal algorithm of understanding, particularly when you're dealing with such diverse, often contradictory data streams. You have to curate your own library.
Makes sense. And sci-fi and alternate history.
Those fit perfectly, don't they?
Mm.
They showcase a fascination with reimagining reality, exploring what-if scenarios. It further cements this desire to question established narratives and reconstruct them.
So, taken together, these creative and cultural pursuits.
They demonstrate an active participation and expression within this incredibly rich, complex, and often contentious intellectual landscape that the internet uniquely provides. He's not just consuming, he's actively engaging, creating, and questioning within it.
Okay, let's unpack this journey into hidden knowledge even further, because the blog actually features something called an esotericism mind map. And honestly, compared to some of the other stuff, it provides a remarkably clear, quite detailed overview of various esoteric traditions.
It does stand out in its structure.
It's almost like an academic breakdown, which, as you said, you wouldn't necessarily expect amidst the wildness of the rest of the blog. It gives us a structured lens through which to view some of Michael's more abstract interests.
It truly is invaluable for that reason. This mind map meticulously lays out the sheer breadth of traditions Michael seems to be exploring. It gives structure to what might otherwise just appear as a random collection of mystical interests. It's like the intellectual scaffolding for his quest.
So what does it cover?
It breaks it down quite nicely. You've got Western esotericism. This includes foundational systems with deep historical roots in Europe, things like Hermeticism, Kabbalah, Gnosticism, which we mentioned, but also Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, Theosophy, Anthroposophy, Steiner system, the broader New Age movement, and various Western magical traditions like ceremonial magic. Each offers a unique lens on divine and human nature.
Okay, a big chunk.
Then Eastern esotericism. Here we see Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, and Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, representing mystical paths from Asia and the Middle East that often seek internal enlightenment, self-realization, union with the divine through practices like meditation, asceticism, and deep philosophical inquiry.
Right, different approaches.
And finally, other esoteric traditions. This is a broader, more global category. It includes things like shamanism from various cultures, indigenous spirituality worldwide, ancient mystery religions like the Eleusinian mysteries of Greece or the Roman cult of Mithras, and various secret societies throughout history, all emphasizing initiation into hidden knowledge and often direct experience of the sacred.
That's incredibly comprehensive.
It is. And the mind map itself actually clarifies the overarching goal of all this.
Right.
It states that esotericism aims to delve into the hidden knowledge and deeper meanings of existence. It's a journey of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and the exploration of the interconnectedness of all things.
So that's the core motivation.
That statement feels like the why, doesn't it? The driving force behind so many of Michael's interests. It's not just about collecting weird facts. It's about a profound, perhaps lifelong, personal quest to understand the fundamental nature of the universe and his own place within it.
Believing there are hidden truths.
Exactly. Hidden truths veiled from our ordinary senses, and that through specific practices or systems of thought, these truths can be unveiled, leading to a more complete understanding of reality.
And this quest for deeper meaning, it isn't just theoretical for him, is it? Because the blog goes on to list specific magical systems, a comprehensive list.
Right. This really reinforces the idea of practical engagement.
It categorizes specific methodologies within these traditions. We see examples like ancient Egyptian magic, grimoire traditions, alchemy, Enochian magic, Wicca, chaos magic, Ifa from West Africa, and voodoo. This feels less like intellectual curiosity and more like exploring active practices.
It does suggest that.
I have to admit, when I first saw this list, my mind immediately went to, like, fantasy novels or role-playing games. But how do practices like, say, alchemy or Enochian magic actually function in the practical pursuit of this hidden knowledge Michael seems to be exploring? Are they just metaphors?
That's a great question, and it really gets at the distinction between pop culture fantasy and the often serious, sometimes arduous pursuit of esoteric knowledge and practice. These systems represent different methodologies, different toolkits, for actively engaging with those hidden aspects of reality that esotericism seeks to uncover.
So alchemy wasn't just about gold.
Not primarily, no. While turning lead into gold was often a literal goal, it was also, and perhaps more importantly, a profound spiritual discipline. It aimed at transforming the self, achieving spiritual enlightenment, and understanding the universe's fundamental principles of creation, decay, and regeneration. The physical transformation was often seen as a metaphor or a byproduct of the internal one.
Okay. And grimoire traditions, books of spells.
Essentially, yes. Grimoires are meticulously detailed magical texts. They contain spells, invocations, instructions for summoning spirits or celestial intelligences. They acted as practical guides, handbooks for interacting with unseen forces, according to their practitioners.
Ceremonial magic. Sounds formal.
It often is. It involves specific, often complex rituals, elaborate symbolism, precise invocations, all performed in a very specific manner to achieve desired spiritual or sometimes material outcomes. The belief is often that it works through sympathetic resonance or aligning oneself with cosmic forces.
Wicca. That's more familiar, maybe.
Wicca and other neo-pagan traditions connect more with nature-based spirituality, often revering the divine feminine and masculine, working with elemental forces, celebrating seasonal cycles.
And Enochian magic. Sounds exotic.
It's a very complex system. It's based on the writings of John Dee, who was Queen Elizabeth's first court astrologer, and his scryer Edward Kelly back in the 16th century. It involves supposedly communicating with angels through a specific angelic language, which they believe could unlock profound cosmic secrets. Very intricate stuff.
Wow. And Ifa and voodoo voodoo.
Those are rich, complex African and African diaspora spiritual practices. They have intricate systems of divination, elaborate rituals, spirit communion, often rooted in ancient traditions of ancestor veneration and working with spirits or deities known as orishas or law, deeply embedded in specific cultural contexts.
So by including all of these diverse systems,
By including these, the blog strongly suggests that Michael isn't just interested in esotericism as like an academic subject he reads about. He seems to be actively exploring its practical, historical, and potentially experiential dimensions, seeking direct engagement with these hidden aspects of existence, striving to do as much as to know.
it's like a comprehensive library of the mystical, yes, but maybe also a workshop for engaging with it. And within this framework, the blog also explicitly includes divinatory systems. It lists tarot, astrology, runes, and the I Ching.
Right, tools for seeking guidance or insight.
Now, in an age absolutely dominated by algorithms predicting our shopping habits, our voting patterns, our social trends, how do these ancient divinatory systems offer a different kind of insight? Is it one that feels more personal, maybe more spiritual, less driven by commercial or data mining logic?
That's a really insightful question, especially when you consider Michael's simultaneous deep interest in cutting-edge AI and algorithms. It's a fascinating juxtaposition.
It really is.
These divinatory systems, as presented here and often understood within esoteric traditions, aren't typically seen as tools for rigid, unchangeable fortune-telling. They're framed more as ancient technologies for self-discovery, for understanding patterns. Once again, connecting back to that core idea of uncovering hidden knowledge and meanings in the universe, but often within oneself.
So tarot cards reveal inner states.
They offer symbolic narratives, yeah. Used for psychological insight, helping individuals interpret their current circumstances, their internal landscape, and potential paths forward. Astrology interprets celestial positions to understand personality traits, life cycles, broader cosmic influences, providing a framework for self-understanding within a perceived larger universal order.
Runes and the I Ching.
Runes are an ancient Germanic alphabet used for divination and sometimes magic, often seen as connecting to deep archetypal energies or subconscious wisdom. And the I Ching, the ancient Chinese book of changes, provides wisdom and guidance through interpreting hexagrams, offering a profound philosophical framework for understanding change, flow, and the dynamic forces at play in any situation.
So how does that contrast with, say, a Facebook algorithm?
Go to your question. Modern algorithms, like those used for social media or predictive analytics, are largely external in focus. They analyze vast data sets of objective behavior, clicks, likes, purchases, to predict future external actions or offer targeted recommendations. Their aim is often efficiency, prediction, and frequently monetization. Ancient divinatory systems, by contrast, tend to be deeply internal and subjective in their focus. They aim to provide insight into psychological states, spiritual dilemmas, potential pathways for personal growth. They offer a nuanced understanding of one's inner landscape and perceived connection to broader, often unseen, universal currents.
Less about what will happen, more about understanding the now.
Exactly, or understanding the potential within the now. They're less about predicting a fixed future and more about illuminating the present moment and the forces shaping it, allowing for conscious choice. They offer a way to understand subjective experience and unseen influences, which is fundamentally different from the objective data analysis of modern AI.
And Michael's inclusion of both suggests.
It suggests a mind that seeks understanding from every possible angle, from the cold, hard data of technology to the symbolic whispers of the cosmos. He wants all the inputs, it seems.
Okay, now let's shift gears a bit. Let's move from these deep, often ancient esoteric frameworks to the more immediate, fast-paced, and let's be honest, often completely wild world of internet culture
Yeah.
and the digital rabbit holes it just relentlessly creates.
Right, the everyday feed, the viral trend.
Exactly. And the popular posts this week and posts of the year sections on this blog are an absolute gold mine for understanding that blend. That mix of serious inquiry and, well, sensational content that really characterizes so much of the online experience today. It shows us what's actually capturing attention in Michael's unique digital sphere.
These sections are a perfect raw reflection of how digital engagement operates now, aren't they?
Mhm.
They blend the ephemeral with the enduring, the seemingly trivial with the potentially profound, all mashed together. We see this really clear, almost dizzying mix.
Like what? Break it down for us.
Okay, first you've got viral culture. Items like viral TikTok warns Matt Rife about Annabelle, or 14 minutes of Nate Bargatze's Netflix is a joke. This shows direct, unvarnished engagement with contemporary internet trends, viral videos, popular comedians, online gossip. It's the lighter, more immediate, often humorous side of online consumption. It shows he's aware of the cultural zeitgeist, what's trending right now.
Okay, so he's plugged into pop culture.
Seems so. But then, almost immediately, you pivot hard to conspiracy theories and critical inquiry. Posts like the 2025 conspiracy theory iceberg, exposing the dark truth about the Mikami Manor cult. Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book Unredacted, and even something called Book of Lies, the disinformation guide to magic and the occult.
Wow, okay, that's dark territory.
It is, and these are direct, unvarnished examples of his stated interest in the conspiracy theory truth movement. They showcase a deep dive into controversial, often disturbing corners of information. It reflects this powerful desire to look behind the official curtain, to question narratives, to uncover what's perceived as hidden or suppressed.
And we should be clear, the blog just presents these.
Exactly. It's really important to note, impartially, that the blog simply presents these topics as part of its content stream. It doesn't necessarily explicitly endorse or refute the claims within them. It functions more as a documentation of interest, an exploration within this sphere of alternative information. For Michael, it seems, these are all data points in his larger investigation into how the world really works, or how he perceives it to work.
Got it. And the third category.
Then you have hidden meanings mysteries. Posts like Earth, Living Library, YouTube Mysteries, and The Truman Show Deleted Scene Growing Suspicious, 1998. These suggest this persistent search for underlying truths, for hidden layers and familiar concepts, even in movies. It mirrors that esoteric pursuit we talked about earlier, but applied to modern culture.
Like everything might have a deeper meaning if you just look hard enough?
Exactly. A concealed narrative, a symbolic message, if you just look closely enough or interpret it through the, unconventional lens. It reflects a mind that's constantly trying to decode the symbols and signals of the modern world, looking for patterns everywhere.
This really is the essence of the digital rabbit hole, isn't it? These quick, sometimes jarring pivots between celebrity gossip, stand-up comedy, and then deep, often unsettling investigations into conspiracies and hidden truths.
It perfectly captures that feeling.
And speaking of unexpected pivots and unsettling things, there's a moment here that powerfully combines technology and conspiracy in a truly unexpected way. You flagged the uncanny horror of AI hallucinations and a short LLM interaction listed under a section labeled ElmNop What is happening there?
Ah, yes, this specific snippet is fascinating. It seems to be a transcript of an interaction. The user asks the AI something simple, maybe about the weather, and the AI responds apparently with, I do not have access to the government's weapons, including weather modification.
Oh, okay. That's not a normal weather report.
Not at all. It's a perfect example of what's often called an AI hallucination, where an AI generates plausible sounding but factually incorrect or just outright strange information, often delivering it with complete confidence.
Or is it something else?
Well, that's the other possibility, isn't it? It could be interpreted, perhaps by someone already inclined towards these ideas, as a subtle, almost subversive nod to long-standing conspiracy theories about government control and technology, particularly weather modification programs like HARP, which are common in conspiracy circles.
So the ambiguity is key.
The ambiguity is absolutely key. And this interaction raises an incredibly important question about our evolving relationship with AI. When an AI hallucinates or gives such a provocative, unexpected answer, how does that feed into existing worldviews, especially worldviews already prone to exploring or believing in conspiracy theories?
Does it accidentally confirm their suspicions?
It might. It could inadvertently seem to add a layer of technological proof to existing narratives. Or maybe it creates entirely new ones, suggesting a hidden awareness or even an agenda within the AI itself.
So it blurs the line between AI as a tool and AI as something else.
It radically blurs that line. Is AI a neutral tool? Or can it become an entity that inadvertently generates or reinforces speculative narratives? It becomes an unwitting participant in the very conspiracies it might be asked about. It just highlights the deeply intertwined nature of information, belief systems, and emerging technology in this online sphere.
That's fascinating. It's like the AI accidentally becomes part of the conspiracy narrative itself. A digital oracle may be mirroring back our deepest societal anxieties about control and hidden power.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
And then, speaking of mapping anxieties and worldviews, we have the labels section on the blog, which is just
This is
massive.
huge, a tag cloud extraordinaire.
The sheer volume, the specificity of these tags, it's incredibly telling. It really is like a tag cloud or maybe a raw neural network map of a very active mind. And it functions as this kind of meta-analysis of the blog's core themes put there by the creator himself.
Absolutely, it's self-categorization in action.
Some key tags that really jump out are conspiracies, obviously, matrix, new, which stands for New World Order, a classic conspiracy term, gufftics, then truth, in all caps.
Can't miss that one.
Then more reactive ones like WTF, wow, holy shit spirit. More thematic ones like censored, copy wrong, playing on copyright. Synchronicity for a long word, which is clever. Then air art, linking back to tech. And magics, with a K and an X, linking to the esoteric.
This collection of labels functions as this powerful, self-generated expression of the blog's content and, implicitly, its creator's worldview. They directly reinforce those overarching themes we've been tracking. Questioning authority, searching for hidden truths, and that intricate intersection of spirituality and technology.
So matrix, no. Guff6, that's the anti-establishment thread.
Clearly, they directly align with the conspiracy theory truth movement interests, indicating a deeply critical stance towards established systems of power and control.
And truth and caps.
That suggests a fervent belief, doesn't it? In a singular, underlying reality that needs to be uncovered, often positioned in direct opposition to official narratives or perceived deceptions. It's a quest for ultimate discernment, for the real story.
While holy shit spirit and magics.
Those bridge the gap directly to the esoteric and spiritual dimensions.
Yeah.
They demonstrate this almost ecstatic engagement with the supernatural or the mystical. It's not dry intellectualism. There's passion there.
Censored and copy wrong.
Those highlight a critical awareness of information control, censorship, intellectual property issues in the digital age, suggesting a defiance against mainstream information gatekeepers, a belief that important stuff is being hidden or unfairly controlled.
And synchronicity for a long word.
That points to a keen interest in meaningful coincidences, right?
Mhm.
A concept central to Jungian psychology and often found in esoteric thought, where seemingly random events are perceived as interconnected by some deeper, unseen order or intelligence, finding patterns in the chaos.
So this entire section, all these labels.
It's a raw, unfiltered expression of the chronically online algorithm at work. It shows us precisely how information is being organized, perceived, connected, and shared by an individual deeply engaged with and shaping their reality through online discourse. It's a testament to the personalized, sometimes idiosyncratic filter through which we all process the vastness of the internet, creating our own unique map of reality along the way.
Okay, so beyond the current internet culture, the memes, the conspiracies, Michael also clearly has a very keen eye fixed on the future, specifically through the powerful transformative lens of artificial intelligence.
Yes, the futuristic element is strong.
The blog has an AI Map Wiki section, which really expands significantly on that technology and futurism interest we saw listed in the Interestornado. It shows a level of engagement far beyond just, reading tech headlines.
Absolutely. This section reveals a genuinely comprehensive, quite thoughtful engagement with the topic of AI. It goes way beyond superficial curiosity.
What kind of things does it cover?
It details specific subtopics, starting with the basics. Artificial intelligence itself, machine learning, neural networks, which are the foundational technologies powering modern AI. But then it delves right into its applications, like AI in art and creativity, which we saw he's interested in, AI in healthcare, AI in business, practical stuff.
But it goes deeper, too.
Oh, yes. Crucially, it also explores the deeper philosophical implications. It lists topics like AI and consciousness, robotics, the singularity, again, transhumanism, the broader future of technology, and importantly, AI ethics.
So it's not just a collection of buzzwords.
Not at all. It feels like a structured exploration of AI's various facets, from its technical underpinnings to its profound societal and even existential implications. It shows an understanding of AI not just as a tool, but as this potentially transformative, maybe even revolutionary force that could fundamentally alter the human experience. He's not just observing AI, he seems to be genuinely grappling with what it means for our very being.
What's truly intriguing, though, and what makes this blog just so utterly unique, is how Michael manages to integrate this advanced technological interest, specifically AI, into a worldview that also deeply embraces ancient spiritual traditions.
That synthesis is key.
When you think about AI art listed as an interest, or that mention of algorithmicism and rhyme poetics in relation to AI, it creates this incredible, almost paradoxical synthesis. What are the implications of blending these seemingly opposite worlds?
The implications are profound, I think, and really at the heart of Michael's chronically online algorithm. Concepts like AI and consciousness or the singularity aren't merely scientific or technological problems to be solved. They touch on these deep philosophical questions that resonate directly with esoteric ideas about the nature of being, existence, evolution.
How so? Can you give an example?
Well, many esoteric traditions view the universe itself as an intricate, divinely ordered system, almost like an organic cosmic algorithm or a grand unfolding sacred geometry, everything connected following hidden patterns.
Yeah.
So in that kind of framework, could AI, with its incredible capacity for complex pattern recognition, for learning, even for creative generation, could it be seen as a new form of magic? Or maybe a path to a deeper understanding of these universal algorithms? Is AI a key to unlocking the code of reality itself?
Or the flip side?
Or the flip side, exactly.
Yeah.
Given the blog's clear engagement with conspiracy theories and the questioning of authority, could AI also be perceived as a potential threat? Maybe a threat to human autonomy, or even, as hinted at in another powerful quote found on the blog, a threat to human souls.
So technology and spirituality aren't separate for him.
It seems not. This synthesis suggests that, for Michael, they aren't mutually exclusive, not competing narratives. They seem to be different lenses, different tools through which to explore the same fundamental existential questions.
Mhm.
What is reality? What is consciousness? What is our purpose? What is the future of humanity, or even consciousness itself? He sees AI not just as a practical tool, but as a profound philosophical challenge, maybe even a new frontier for spiritual inquiry.
That quote you just alluded to, it's a really powerful moment. It's found in the Posts of the Year section, and it really seems to bring all these themes together: technology, the future of work, the essence of humanity.
It's quite striking.
It says, hospitality is best achieved when providing service is where your heart is at, when it's in your blood to wait on others. That's what will make the autotronic entities encapsulating our workforce standoff stronger and longer than mostly every other occupation.
Okay, setting up a contrast.
Then it continues. Now the more menial, mechanical, technical service with the smile jobs will be eaten alive almost immediately. Here we have why those with souls, if servers, also don't maintain those positions. It's dense, incredibly thought-provoking. It cuts right to the core of what it might mean to be human in an increasingly automated world.
This quote is hugely significant, I agree. It feels like a philosophical declaration about the intrinsic value of the human spirit in the face of relentless technological advancement.
Autotronic entities, that's clearly AI and robots, right?
Unmistakably. And he directly connects their rise with the unique, maybe irreplaceable value of human souls and genuine heart-centered service. He posits that jobs requiring true heart or soul, those where, as he says, it's in your blood to wait on others, are inherently more resilient to automation.
Why? What makes them resilient?
Because, he suggests, these are the vocations that require genuine empathy, intuition, spontaneous human connection, a level of care that simply cannot be replicated, perhaps ever, by even the most sophisticated algorithms or machines,
As opposed to.
as opposed to the menial mechanical technical service with a smile jobs. Those requiring predictable, repetitive tasks, even if performed with a superficial layer of programmed pleasantness. Those, he says, will be eaten alive almost immediately.
So it's more than just an economic prediction about which jobs will survive.
Oh, much more. Although it certainly touches on that anxiety. It's a profound commentary on the future of work, yes, but more fundamentally on the very essence of humanity itself in an increasingly AI-driven world.
It draws a line in the sand.
It draws a clear, almost spiritual line between the mechanical capabilities of machines and the intrinsic, perhaps even divine qualities of the human spirit. For Michael, this isn't just about efficiency or productivity. It's about what truly defines us as humans when faced with increasingly intelligent, non-biological entities.
He's asking what can't be automated and why.
Exactly. And his answer seems deeply rooted in the spiritual core of human service, human connection. He suggests that our capacity for genuine connection, for operating from the heart, is our ultimate defense against obsolescence, our most invaluable contribution, and maybe even the very definition of possessing a soul in this coming mechanical age. It's a compelling, thought-provoking example of how he connects futuristic technology directly to the deepest aspects of the human condition and to these quite esoteric concepts like the soul.
Okay, so what does this all mean when we try to bring all these intricate, sometimes contradictory threads together? The Crabtree.Biz blog, with its incredibly diverse sources, its passionate, almost obsessive curation, its unique, fearless blend of interests, it feels like it effectively is the chronically online algorithm in practice.
I think that's exactly right. It embodies it.
It's like a living, breathing, constantly evolving system of personal inquiry. Driven by this intense curiosity, yeah, but also a healthy dose of skepticism towards mainstream narratives. And underneath it all, a profound, deeply personal search for meaning in this overwhelming world of endless information.
Precisely. The algorithm here isn't just some external force, like the code dictating what social media platforms feed us based on our past clicks. It's profoundly internal.
How do you mean internal?
It's about how an individual navigates, connects, and interprets this overwhelming deluge of information to construct their own unique worldview, their own personal operating system for reality, if you like.
And Michael's blog is a case study in that.
A perfect illustration. It's a powerful testament to how the internet allows for this unprecedented level of personal synthesis of information. It blurs the lines completely between, say, academic study, deep dives into fringe theories, and deeply personal spiritual or intellectual development.
And the linking and reviewing is central.
That seems to be the core mechanic of this personal algorithm, a continuous process of ingesting information, processing it, correlating it with everything else he holds, and then outputting these new connections and understandings, constantly refining his own internal map of what's real and what matters. It's like a self-organizing knowledge system built from the ground up, often defying any external conventional categorizations.
And this whole deep dive, it really reveals this constant, almost relentless search for patterns, doesn't it? For underlying truths. Whether that truth is supposedly hidden in ancient Gnostic texts or maybe emerging from the coded future of AI.
Yes, the pattern seeking is undeniable.
It encourages this deeply personal form of questioning critical thinking, even if the conclusions are unconventional, and a real willingness to consider vastly different viewpoints, even contradictory ones, all in the service of forming some kind of coherent, if deeply idiosyncratic, understanding of the world.
Absolutely. And the blog's guiding philosophy, which was so elegantly articulated in that esotericism mind map we looked at,
Yeah.
it centers on self-discovery, spiritual growth, and the exploration of the interconnectedness of all things.
Right.
What we see playing out in the blog's diverse, sometimes chaotic content is that very philosophy in real-time digital action. It's a dynamic digital journey of exploration, constantly seeking connections between the mystical and the technological, the profound and the mundane, the ancient and the futuristic. It's a personalized quest to make sense of a seemingly fragmented world, drawing from absolutely all available digital resources and attempting, perhaps, to find the grand unifying theory that ties everything together for him. Michael's algorithm isn't just about information gathering. It feels like it's about seeking revelation.
And to kind of wrap this all up, maybe bring it back to the mystery, let's remember those captivating, almost prophetic quotes that punctuate the blog. They add another layer, reminding us there are still profound unknowns, maybe things beyond the algorithm.
Yes, those final touches.
First, there's that incredibly abstract one. A mystery permitted of these substances towards any tangible recognition instrument with an extreme, preeminent, and quantifiable utilization qualia visual attributed to Geminicool, which is a lot.
It is a lot. It's dense, almost poetic in its kind of scientific spiritual abstraction. But if we try to unpack it, it seems to suggest that there are certain substances, maybe forms of knowledge, maybe esoteric truths, perhaps even hyperdimensional realities, that are inherently beyond the reach of our normal, tangible recognition instruments.
Our senses, our scientific tools.
Exactly. Our conventional senses, our current scientific paradigms, our methods of measurement. It hints at a reality where the most preeminent and quantifiable aspects, the things we might assume are objectively measurable, are actually experienced as quali-visual, meaning they are subjective, qualitative experiences, not reducible to purely objective empirical measurement.
So, a challenge to pure scientific materialism.
It feels like a profound philosophical challenge, yeah. Asking us to consider the most profound truths can only be perceived or experienced or decoded through some kind of inner faculty, rather than strictly measured or empirically proven from the outside. Which ties beautifully back to the core of esoteric inquiry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It speaks to a reality that is perhaps felt and intuited
Okay.
rather than simply observed and quantified.
Okay. And the second quote is much clearer, more poetic.
Yes, beautifully so. In the dance of stars and symbols, the universe whispers secrets only the heart can decode. Embrace the mystery, for within it lies the magic of infinite possibility.
That feels like a summary of the whole blog.
It really does. It's a much more poetic, almost hopeful summation of the entire journey we've explored today. It expresses this fundamental belief that beyond the chaos, beyond the noise of digital information, beyond the purely scientific or measurable, there are profound, maybe magical connections waiting to be discovered, if we're open to them, if we use our heart to decode them.
So it provides a philosophical underpinning.
I think so. To the entire chronically online experience, at least as Michael lives it, suggesting that the pursuit of knowledge, even through these unconventional, winding rabbit hole means, is ultimately an act of wonder, an act of discovery, and a path to deep personal meaning.
But then, there's one final twist.
Oh, yes. Just as we feel we've maybe grasped something.
Just as we've made sense of some connections, found some wonder, we get hit with this abrupt, almost chilling final quote at the very bottom of the page. You do not have permission to view it or to show it to anyone. Close this document and erase it immediately.
Talk about a pattern interrupt.
Right. It's not just a throwaway line. It adds this powerful, almost conspiratorial layer. Hints of secret societies, forbidden knowledge, the tantalizing allure of restricted information.
It reframes everything you just read.
It does. It's almost as if the entire blog itself, with all its intricate connections and potential revelations, is being presented as a restricted document, meant only for those initiated few who are truly meant to see and understand the complex patterns and truth being woven together within its digital tapestry.
It challenges the very idea of public knowledge.
Completely. It invites you, the listener, right at the end to question who controls information, who holds the keys to true understanding, and what dangers, or maybe wonders, lie beyond the access granted barrier. It leaves us with this lingering sense of profound mystery, hinting that the rabbit hole goes even deeper than we thought.
A perfect, unsettling endnote.
So this deep dive into the chronically online algorithm, it's truly shown us a captivating intersection, hasn't it? Ancient mysticism bumping right up against futuristic technology, all filtered through the unique, singular, and deeply personal lens of one individual's digital journey.
It's been fascinating to trace.
It's a powerful reminder, I think, that the internet isn't just a tool for passive information consumption anymore. It's this vast canvas for creating new meanings, for forging unexpected connections, and for relentlessly challenging our own understanding of reality, daring us, maybe, to look beyond the surface of things.
And what's truly fascinating here is how one person's highly personal digital algorithm, their unique way of filtering and connecting, can become a kind of mirror. A mirror reflecting the broader societal quest, our collective search for meaning, for truth, for connection in this increasingly complex, often overwhelming world.
It makes you reflect on your own patterns.
It absolutely invites you to consider, what is your chronically online algorithm? How do your interests, your searches, your clicks, the connections you make online How do they reveal your own evolving worldview? And maybe, just maybe, what hidden patterns, insights, or even secrets might you be uncovering, perhaps without even realizing it, in your own digital journey?
Something to think about next time you're scrolling.
Definitely. Keep exploring, because the answers you find, the connections you make, they might be more profound, more revealing than you ever imagined.